All right, good evening, film pros. Today is June 23rd, 2025, and we got a special guest with GeoShield. John should be joining us shortly, so hopefully everybody's doing well and we can have a great live. I do want to talk about today that we have our YouTube channel finally connected. Finally connected to the stream. So our streams are working. Let's see if we can get some subscribers on the YouTube channel. Let's see if we can get some comments in from the YouTube channel as well and see where it goes. I'm gonna try to see if we can get the comments on the screen. Actually, that would be cool. But if you guys can help us out today, let's see if you guys can go and subscribe real quick and let us know if it's working. You'll be our guinea pig, I guess. And we have our co-host, Ryan, the assassin. He's awake. He's here. He's blurry.
Blurry?
You are blurry, sir.
Is that better?
Yeah, that is a lot better. What is up, Wayne? How you doing, bud? All right. Let's see. John said he's trying to join us, so let's see what happens with that. I'm gonna try to see if I can bring the chats on. Give me just a second.
Remind them to open up with the web browser.
Remind him to open up with the web browser.
Chats on. Give me just a second. Remind them to open up with the web browser.
Remind him to open up with the web browser.
Yes. Remind them to open up with the. There we go. What? I was trying to do that. Ah. No.
All right, let's see. Technical difficulties as any other day. So let's see what we can do on this here. Why is my live? There's my live. Boom. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get my lives. What am I doing? Hold on, guys. Boom. Okay. All right, let's see if I can bring the lives on. Well, finally made it. Slow day. Will says, make it blurry again. Ryan, you hear that? Will
Yeah,
says, make it blurry again. All right, let me see if I can bring the lives, the chats on. Hold on. Where's my thing here? And boom. All right. Flip them. Add. And.
Oh, but Chris says it's finally a slow day. I guess that's good, right? I remember last time I spoke with Vegas, he was saying that he was trying to get more business. He got that rolling billboard stuff. Do you remember the picture? Did he see?
All right, so there's my chats. We're up. We're good. Now we just gotta figure out how to get John on here because I think he's struggling. Do you want to call him and see if you can get him on here? Oh, never mind. Don't go anywhere. John's here.
I believe I'm in the show.
You are in the show. Welcome.
There you are.
All right.
Hey guys, how are you?
Not too bad. How you been?
I had to connect a couple things, make sure it was all done right. Awesome. First time on the platform.
All right. So, with that being said, let's do this the right way. So, I'm going to put everybody away and then we're going to start the show right. Hold on. All right, we're finally back.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello. Good
Oh,
evening,
man.
everybody.
Little brain
How you doing,
freeze
John?
right off the drop. Wow.
Brain freeze?
Mhm. Yes. Oh, here we go. Cold beverage. Love it. All right.
John actually loves his brain freeze, I guess.
No, that was terrible. I mean, right off the drop. What are the chances of that? My God. Oh, well. Makes you know you're alive. Woo!
I guess.
There we go.
I had some brain freeze like a week ago. I forget what we were doing, but it's weird. I used to never really get that. I don't know. We were with the kids doing something, and I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it was, ice cream or something. But all of a sudden, it had that headache, like that. It pounds there real quick, you know.
Oh man, yeah. We don't do a lot of frozen drinks when we go to New Orleans either. Mostly on the rocks or stuff. But the moment you get a frozen margarita or something, it can hit you really good.
Yeah.
Right. Well, happy to be here, guys. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, good to see you. You've been pretty busy making all kinds of neat little things. I see you posting all the time.
Yeah, I got neat little 3D printed things I make pretty much all the time and travel pretty much nonstop. Headed to Vegas tomorrow, actually, until Sunday or until Friday. And then back and waiting for the big show, waiting for WFCT and SEMA this year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you should see us at both. This will be, we will have a presence at WFCT, but we are going to have multiple presents at SEMA this year. We'll have our own booth, and we'll be partnered with Rap Glove and Raps Live, where I'm going to cook up some really fun competition. Something's going to happen. But we're definitely looking forward to engaging with everybody there at the show. And we'll have another happy hour event afterwards. But yeah, for the first time ever, come say hello to GeoShield at SEMA. It's a big event, and we're going to want to say hi to everybody because it's going to be a lot of work, and we really want to see everyone say hey and meet you.
That's awesome.
Always.
So how you going to split up your time between multiple booths?
Strategically place people in the right place at the right time. So as of right now, I probably will be with Bill Stewart in the Raps Live Rap Glove area, and then hopefully Mr. Burns Mulhern himself and Brent the Traveling Tinter will be back at our GeoShield main booth. So we'll try divide and conquer and make sure that there's reasons to go to both places. But it'll be interesting. The good thing is when you partner with someone like Raps Live, you don't really have to do the teardown or setup. And if you've ever been to SEMA or had to do that, you know how big of a challenge that is. So thank goodness we get to learn that lesson once just with our own, and then we get to share a space with some really, really amazing partners. I've done it once before, and we set up some really fun stuff and get really good content. A lot of people enjoy what we throw down over there. That's where the bowling ball gets wrapped. I don't know if you've seen that at SEMA. That's where if you're a car wrapper, they always have a bowling ball, and who can get the bowling ball wrapped the most, the fastest, or in chrome. It's a very, very high impact booth. Rappermapper.com will be there doing video and pictures. And we will be the first vendor that's ever going to be a window tint vendor there. So that means I'll cook up something that will be a competition. That'll be fun. And it'll give you a reason to come see us. And yeah, it's in the works, but it's what I'm dreaming of right now. So
that's awesome. Now, when you wrap a bowling ball, is that like a full coverage wrap? Is that what they're doing?
Well, I mean, again, it's SEMA. It's for social media content. So yeah, how much can you get down stretch free, especially with something as complicated as chrome? How much can you get without frosting it out? There are some really great pictures of PG Nola and some of the other greats pulling on vinyl in ways that just look wrong, but they make it work, at least for the 35 seconds it has to work. You know,
Yeah.
this isn't a send it job. Nobody's warranting this, but damn it, is it fun? You know, we get guys coming in trying to wrap hoods as fast as possible. When I was with Lux and we were doing taillight tent, I would pre-cut kits, but I would purposefully miscut them with the plotter. So when you were competing, you were dealing with chaos, you know, or give you a box and be like, here's what the customer brings you, but drop it on the ground and smash it and then hand it to you and be like, good luck. You know, always try to find something fun in there that trips people up. And you know, this year I'm gonna have to figure that out with a Window 10 PPF. So man, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but it probably is gonna look like some embossed Super Duty letters or something weird, you know.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
My first ever real attempt at like wrapping, you know, bought a roll of blue chrome vinyl.
From Vivid? I'm just kidding, but maybe.
No, I don't even know what it was. It was like a Chinese brand, I think. You know, some off-brand stuff, and man,
So basically Vivid.
yeah, probably, yeah.
John loves Vivid, so
without the Vivid printed on the back sheet. But yeah, man, that vinyl, that chrome stuff, man, it was crazy. That foil would, you know, burn at some points, and then it would stretch out, and, you know, and change the color of it and everything. Like it was a huge learning experience, and I never really got anything wrapped with it.
Oh, trust me, I love. If I'm going to use chrome, there's only two in the world. There's Hexus and there's Avery Conform Chrome. Hexus is one of the best on planet Earth. I got my M4 about 50 to 60% of the way wrapped, and I ended up pulling it. For my own car, daily driver, you know, 85% isn't good enough. It's so hard. It's so hard. I so look up to the guys that can lay down chrome flawlessly. It completely blows my mind. James Tate comes to mind. If you don't know who Tate is, and you love art and you love rap and you love just to see what guys do and they have a fun time at work and they have tools they like that we do, you gotta follow James Tate. You gotta follow Tate. It's awesome.
I look up to him a lot. I've actually, when I was rapping,
he was just at the Rick Ross car show. He does all that cool stuff, man. Gotta love it. Tate Design.
Nice. It's good stuff. Well, you know, you guys went full speed ahead on this podcast. Typically, the way we want to do this is we want to introduce who you are and have you tell a little bit about who you are. But you and Ryan were just in the zone, man. I wanted like, okay, let me just.
Oh, we can step back. We can step back, no problem. You tell me the format, and we'll flow with it.
No, it's all good, bro. The format is let it flow, man. Like, but
perfect.
You know, for the audience sake, we always want to introduce the people that don't know who John is, and you know, kind of little bio on you, who you are, who you with, where you at, where you come from. Like those are typically what we want to kind of start off with, and then we can go to wherever way you want to kind of go in, or where the comments want to go in.
Absolutely.
The comments are coming in. We had David go on the YouTube, be the first guy to really connect on the new YouTube channel and comment on there, and he came back on the Facebook because it was boring over there. Because David, you're the only one on there. We just announced it literally a minute before the live. Like, hey, here's the channel. Go subscribe on there. But the cool thing is, you can see here's the comments coming from Facebook, but here's the comments on this side next to Ryan is coming on from the YouTube channel, because the YouTube channel actually will pick it up on the restream and put it through the restream on it, so the chats come up really clear and nicer. Where the other side, this I have to kind of format it to kind of have it come up. Yeah. But anyways. The people that's in here so far, we got Wayne, we got Vegas, we got Tim Johnson, we got Roger Mann. Vegas says SEMA is his town, so come check him out when you're down there. Andrew, Fernan, we got obviously David, we talked about that. Brent is in the house, we got Jordan in the house, and we're kind of caught up. Facebook will also bring the chat in, just got to set it up.
Oh, yeah.
I have not been able to get that with the group individually. Jordan, you're able to do it, but I don't know if there's a blockage in the group or there's another way. I've got to get with the Restream and see how that works. But I have not been able to do it, so that's why this is YouTube and this is Facebook. But anyways, John, who are
Yes.
you? Where are you at? And where do you come from? Let's hit that out first.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Okay, guys. So if you know me from about 5-6 years ago. My name is John Schurman. I founded a company called Lux Auto Concepts. I invented the niche of taillight wrapping, patented my own product, grew a company to $2 million a year, made an exit from that company. Wasn't the exit that some of us would choose when they leave, but it was built on principle and had to be done. So that was the end of that chapter of my life. Really wasn't sure if I would stay in this industry or build again after that experience. But you know what? I met the guys down at GeoShield, and I saw a company that was built on heart and grit and had some amazing employees, had some great products, and really was built on kind of the tech stack that I know and I knew at the time. So Burns Mullarney treated me to an LSU game. He treated me to that good old Southern hospitality. I got a chance to meet all the guys down here, Cubby, Chase, all the OGs, and decided that this is going to be my new main quest. So Katie, Elon, my dog, and I, we moved down to Rio, Louisiana from like East Texas, like Dallas area that Shreveport, Louisiana is. Now we're 50 minutes away from New Orleans, best city in the South by far. And I have joined the GeoShield team as officially the visionary. So as the guy who sets the pace, comes up with the tasks, and really builds the company and creates the future. It's been an honor. Been here for a little over a year now. We've really helped the people that were here with this company from the beginning flourish, find their places. We've come up with some very lofty goals. I can tell you right now, at the end of the year, GeoShield's not going to look like it looks now. And that is just pure excitement. There is nothing bad that is coming with the change. There is only amazing things. And it really comes from an amazing foundation that the company was built on, strong leadership that was here before, and mostly just the heart and soul of all of the people that were filling orders and answering Facebook messages and providing that customer service that people really grew to know this company for. So what you find now is you find me sitting at the head of this animal where I have an amazing customer base, an amazing employee base. I've got a couple of owners of the company that really believe in me, believe in the vision that I have, and they're ready. They're letting me kind of go wild. And we say go to the moon a lot, but to be honest with you, we're so overshooting that now. The goals that we have and the revolution that you're about to see us go through around the SEMA time it's something I could have only ever dreamed of. And really what I had done at Lux and what I had built, this is my natural progression as a human being, as a professional, as a business owner, entrepreneur. And this is one hell of a ride. What you're seeing now are incremental changes on the surface when we can update things, when I can bring products to life. But what you don't see is the real world going behind the scenes, the go-to-market project right now, the GeoShield V2 website and journey, as we call it. Golly, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be so crazy when it's fully executed. And I'm glad to first get to really announce it here. I've mentioned it a couple of times on our podcast when Chase and I have talked, but up until now, the vision has been mostly just that. But now we have a launch date of the end of September, October. So we're into the development, we're into the build out, and things are starting to become real. And so there is no more fun time for me, a visionary, as seeing that dream come to pass, especially in the timing that we have right now. And I'm excited to share it with everybody and see what questions there are, and kind of even maybe drop another little Easter egg here or there, or tell you what we're up to or what we have coming down the pipe, what you can expect soon. So is that a good enough bio? Do you need anything else? You want anything else? I'm a pretty open book. I enjoy
I
talking.
love your energy, bro. Like you are definitely hitting this the right way. This is the vibe that this should have. It should have this excitement. It should have
Absolutely.
this much information. Like you're just like, okay, let's go head on. I'm loving it, honestly.
Yeah.
Speaking or not, speaking whether people believe it or not, but I love this. This is the energy that I kind of expect out of most of my guests. Is like, hey, man, let's go full heads on. Now, what is your official title at GeoShield? So for people that ask, like, hey, what is John over there? I see you're the visionary right now
Yes.
with marketing, but what is your title? I know Cubby and Burns are freaking phenomenal people. They've definitely brought GeoShield to the map the right way from ground up. I love what GeoShield does. In fact, I was a GeoShield customer in my beginning year, so it's definitely resonates with me because I got to talk to Cubby and when I was first setting up, and I love what you did at SEMA last year, like that.
Oh, that's so cool.
The boards you made, man. I made a post about that. I love the vision that you have on everything that you execute, man. It's just like it's next level, in my opinion.
Polish.
I
Polish
think
is our word.
it's like what a lot of people should really be leaning towards. I honestly think a lot of people should copy what you're doing, and that should be the new industry standard. Like, hey, this is how the boards needs to be made. This is the information. We have a lot of stuff that goes back and forth on a lot of these posts, some negative, some not. But at the end of the day, man, like we're in the industry, the more we can inform our customers and our industry, the better this industry will be. But man, let's start with your title. Like I'm kind of going what you're doing.
Okay.
I'm kind of going deep in, but Jordan has a couple comments on here as well. But yeah, let's start with your title. What is
you
your
got it? No
official
problem. I
title with
think
GeoShield?
actually we will kind of address Shady's question there as well with that. So GeoShield runs based off of something called EOS, which is the Entrepreneurial Operating System. It's amazing. It's one of the things that Covey and Burns put in place when they realized that this company had lifespan beyond what they knew how to grow. It's beyond what I know how to grow. So my official title at GeoShield is Visionary, which sits right at the top. And I have a right hand. I have someone called my integrator. That's Randy Marler. He is amazing. If I can dream it, he can get our team to execute it. That was Burns and Covey. So John and Randy is Burns and Covey version 2. So you can think of me however you thought of Burns, whatever his title was. He set the cast. He set the vision. So officially visionary, hired CTO, Chief Technical Officer. In reality, CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. That's more my background. But Visionary would be the official title if you understood the EOS. And I think EOS is one of those things that separates our company from any other tint distributor out there, other than some of the 1 or 2 largest names you can think of, because this system is phenomenal, and it is built for vision, execution, growth, and the things that will take a company to the very next level without leaving anybody behind, or without forgetting customers or forgetting the processes. It teaches you how to build foundationally and take it up from there. And so Visionary is my official title at GeoShield USA.
So what is
I like
EOS?
it.
EOS, it's an entrepreneurial operating system. It comes up with our core values. So we come up with our 6 core values of the company. We come up with our accountability structure, which is a lot like a organizational chart. We have level 10 meetings, where we have meetings and we push messages up and down the company right where they need to fall. If it's a message about taping a box, that's going to make it to the level 10 meeting for the marketing team. or I'm sorry, for the operations team. Now, let's say we may need a better tape. It's actually that the taping of the box is not the issue, but it might actually be that our tape has changed, the manufacturer has changed or something. The EOS now gives us a system to push that message up to the next level to make sure it's not left behind. Because something as simple as taping a box to an organization that tapes hundreds a day can be quite a large issue. And so EOS gives us the ability to push messages up and down and around the organization in a way that we can account for them, we can track for them, and they don't just get lost as chats or texts. And in a way, it makes the company run so smooth when it's set up with correct vision and with a correct team that it allows us to dream and it allows us to think more about tomorrow than we do today. And that is absolutely the goal.
That's awesome. I like that. Think more about tomorrow than today.
Absolutely.
Love it, bro. Like this is all just so freaking awesome. I just want to say that. Like, I'm lost for words. This is awesome, John. Thank you for being on here, man. Like, you're sharing
you're
a lot of
very
stuff
welcome.
a lot of people want to kind of understand and see.
Up until today, our marketing team at GeoShield has 4 seats. We need a head of marketing, we need a digital lead, we need an account affiliate relations, and we also need an academy lead. I have been sitting in all of those seats, plus my visionary role. And just over this last week, we have hired 3 dynamite people for our marketing team. So this topic is hot. It's right on the top of everything I want to talk about because it's been freeing. I've been to that burnout point. I've been there before. I know how to grow a company, but I feel a release. And I feel like we're just on that precipice where if you've been impressed with what you have seen up until this point, my goodness, what we just acquired and what we're just about to release is only going to be 10x, 20x more impressive. So I've got to come out here with that type of energy because there is nothing else. You've got to match it with that. This is the path.
I love it. Now, Shady's got some great questions, man.
Okay.
Shady's hitting it on the head today. Shady, man, Shady's got the same energy you're bringing on the live, man, right now.
Hey, remember we got Brent Dahlberg, amazing team member now, the traveling tinter, who's come on board first just as a trainer and as an affiliate to now being on our customer relations team to now being head of customer relations. This is a big move. And so Shady has come right along. He and Brent are very close, and we're excited to look into more of what Shady can bring in the future. And I think this team that is around GeoShield has really just been waiting for tools to work with. And so that's my job now, is to build tools. When I was in the movie industry, I was on a team of 40 people that won an Academy Award. We won an Oscar. We beat Pixar. We beat Sony Motion Pictures for a stop motion 3D animation. And I tell people, I don't paint pictures, but I make paintbrushes. I empower artists. I love to see what people can do when they're given the right tool. And it's my job to make the tool as ideal as possible to pass that on. I just get to do it to a ton of artists now across an e-commerce platform and an international brand, which is wild. So looking at what Shady's asking, he asked, let's see, I think there was like, who did he hire? What do you want to answer first, Cash? Tell me what you see.
Well, let's go here. This is a hot topic right here. Let me go back.
50 meetings?
Here. No. Carbon ceramic, right?
Okay.
So let's talk carbon ceramic for people that don't know the proper on that. Like, what can you tell us about carbon ceramic, or what Shady's acting?
Man, those 2 words, when you put them together like that, they mean so many different things. But I think what he's alluding to right now is a pretty hot topic. It's something we've been testing with people close to us, but it is a product called nanocarbon. It will be a new auto tint release. One of the first times GeoShield has done that. It is a carbon ceramic film with a USA construction. It's got a very, very neutral color tone across all VLTs. It just fits really well within our product catalog, somewhere between your C2 ceramic and your Pro Nano. It's not to replace anything that we have out there. It's only to add to. But that is new, and it is something we've been testing, and some people have seen it. And some people may have heard through Brent's live streams and things that there was a carbon ceramic that might potentially be happening. And I am telling you now it is, and it will be released on July 4th during the July 4th sale. Since it is a USA constructed product, there could be no more better time to release it. And we're excited to see the feedback. We've gotten feedback from customers on the East Coast, the West Coast, people that tent out of the garage, people that tent in huge shops. We really went through some rigorous testing with this product, and we're impressed by it. We think it fits the GeoShield mold, and it is the first time, again, that we really have dropped something new in the auto tent space. So we're really excited to see what you guys think, what everybody thinks. But that's probably what he means when I see those two words together like that.
Okay. Shady, if that didn't answer your question, we can always use a follow-up. But let's go to the next one. Who have you hired?
Let's see. So who have I hired? The largest of the hires would be the head of marketing division. That is a leadership seat here at the GeoShield team. This is the person that will help set social media strategy and help our digital lead execute and Chase execute. And it will help us as a company set up better support systems for our dealers, really to help follow up with you better if you need it after purchasing a product you've never purchased before. It'll help teach you and connect the new academy systems that we're building. So if you buy a new product first time in flat glass, you're going to get that automated email follow-up that correctly answers the questions that you would expect to get from a new product. We hired some big thinkers, and so that's very, very, very exciting for me. You've had Burns and Covey leadership for most of the lifespan of this company. That quickly expanded to just me, and then Randy and I. And Caleb LeBlanc, let's not forget him. He's been over inventory. Every pallet of film that comes in and goes out, he's amazing. So I forget about him because he's so good at his job. He just always does what needs to happen, which is get film in and get film out. But this full leadership team now is going to completely change what we can shoot for. And so I think head of marketing and also head of customer relations have been the two biggest hires, and they've both happened within the last 10 days.
And who are those people?
Brent Dahlberg, traveling tinter.
Okay.
Customer relations. I think there's no better person than somebody who's run a professional tent shop, knows the in and outs of the customer relations. They know the in and outs of the sales process, the marketing process, the pain points, the game creators for a shop owner, and everything. And he's so gifted behind the camera. He's proven himself on TikTok and that he can very, very well entertain and hold an audience and speak technical things. So we're excited to bring him alongside, train him up in our processes, which are pretty new. We get to build these processes. That's the fun thing. When you bring in a team of fresh A-listers and you build the processes, you don't have to pull up a bunch of old stuff out of the ground to start putting your new things in the ground. We really get to shortcut. So we're excited to have Brent come on board and really teach us what he knows in the customer relations department. And then when Adam starts with head of marketing, he and we're going to sit in the academy and we're just going to dream for a week and see what happens. But a lot of things are going to happen regarding media creation and supporting documents for our dealers, because I think that's one area that GeoShield has kind of lacked. in the past is with those supporting education type documents that help dealers learn how to push new types of products through.
Nice.
So we're going to try to fill that gap.
Awesome. Now, what's up with these emojis? He's closing his eyes. What is he hiding, or what is he just trying to shy away from? I don't get those emojis.
Again, with Katie,
in light on those emojis.
It's hard to say with him because he knows a bit. He's pretty close to the crew right now, so he and Brent talk quite a lot, and he's privy to some close information. So I don't know exactly what he's talking about there, but it's fun to have him in here because he's gonna help me. He's gonna help me keep my tongue tied a little bit.
Oh wow!
No, I don't know that for a fact. I don't
trying
know
to keep you in check.
As you can
don't
tell,
say too much.
I'm very open. It's very easy for me to talk. I know what we can talk about, and I know when to deliver the message correct. So I'm not going to share anything with you today that I know tomorrow we can get many, many more reactions from. So,
got you. No problem. So, anything on the big news that you were going to drop? You say you held off on dropping the big news. Any hint?
Yeah.
Anything on that you wanted to let the audience know?
Absolutely. So let's talk about just some of the things that you've seen, and I'll try to connect some dots and let you know where we're going, because we talk about big things coming. We talk about a shift. I have said the words dealer journey a lot, and I do want to get into what that means, because I think it could be scary if you don't have something to connect that to. It is important first to note that this is our 20th year anniversary, which is very, very impressive. I just want to give it to Burns and to the original team and to everybody that got it this far. It's pretty amazing to have a company that's lasted this long and still has, or even better yet, has the strongest image that it probably ever has in the industry 20 years in. So it's a lot to be said for that. And I want to capitalize on that. I think because that it is that 20th year, and because these changes are so big, I don't want to think of them as like iterations. I want to think of them as a rebirth, completely being built from the ground up. The philosophy that will change will be the dealer journey. Right now, you see a single price. You see a single offering from GeoShield. There are companies that have journeys, that have paths, that have tiers you can follow. Some very large names. They usually come with territories, and they come with other restrictions and things you can or you cannot do. We don't want to do any of that, but we do want to bring in an ladder for people to climb that are hungry. Every step of the business is like designed to meet installers right where they are, but also help them level up if they want to go there. No pressure to go higher, but if you want to, we're going to have the assets to help push you there. Not only from products, but from academy lessons to like customizable merch where you can get the display boards you said that you love, but you can get them co-branded from us for your shop directly. Other really, really interesting, robust features like a dealer map that says what services you offer, what type of tinter you are, what tier you may fall into in your dealer journey with GeoShield, and even price reductions with tiers. Very robust system. At certain points, we will help you with SEO on your website. We will help businesses where we see them sitting with the next step to get larger if they want to. And for me, being a digital creator and somebody who creates products and systems and lines, it's a dream because I'm basically getting to explore every pain that a tinter would have and try to create a game creator for it. And because we're not this gigantic ship, it's easy for me to come up with really neat systems that can help in ways people have never helped before. It's very, very neat for us to be able to put things in place that we feel we can't get caught at the moment. So the dealer journey is going to be a very neat tiered system. There will be no locked territories. We're not going to do that. But there will be advantages to being a larger customer with GeoShield. But there will be no penalties for being a tinter out of your garage. Nobody who's in the system today should fear that anything will get more expensive, because that will not be the case. But we really want to be the masters of taking somebody brand new into the industry and putting a squeegee in their hand for the very first time, to them having that aha moment that they may want to be a creator, to then learning that they want to put a knife in somebody else's hands. And throughout that process, be the master and really just their partner, because they're the hero of their story. We're just going to walk it with them. We just want to know the path, and we want to walk it with them and help them down it.
Love it. Love it. So you said different level of dealers. Can you tell a little bit about that? What do you mean by different level of dealer you guys gonna have?
That's still pretty early on right now. We're actually going to do some interviews with people that would potentially fall in the different tiers, but it would look something like a retail, a pro, silver, gold, and a platinum level there. Very simple tiers that you would fall in based off of a spend. And they would unlock different perks for a business that of your size that would give you, like I said, customizable merch and things of that nature. There's a lot of the stuff that's really up in the air at the moment. A lot of it's kind of gamification and really fun. And one of the reasons that you don't see us just iterating on the version 1 of the GeoShield website, this is getting built from the ground up. There is nothing like it. There was no template to follow. This had to be built from the ground up to support it this way. So that's what I mean a little bit more about tiers. I can't get too much deeper into it from there because I just truly don't know yet. We're in that part of the research and exercise where we really define that.
So you're basically experimenting with different dealers right now to see what tiers they're gonna belong into. It's not about the volume of what they purchase, but more of what they can do, or what history they have, or what how do you realize you're, from a mobile tinter's point of view, how do you realize that you're a platinum or you're one of those higher tier dealer for a lot of GeoShield customers? Because I know a lot of GeoShield customers are based either out of the garage or are mobile tinters, because that's where the most amount of GeoShield customers, that I'm not saying that's all of them. There's a lot of shop customers too, but a lot of the the guys that I connected with over the course was, hey, I'm a mobile tinter, or hey, I'm out of my garage. I mean, in fact, like Matt did a long term out of his garage, then he got the shop, and now
Absolutely.
he's blown up like crazy. And then how much his shop has changed, man. I mean, I used to watch the hell out of his videos, and now I look at his video occasionally, and I'm like, shit, this shit has changed so much.
I know.
How long have I been gone? It's funny. That's why I said I'm so excited to have you on here, because to me, GeoShield is the next big wave in the film industry, where you guys are coming in with the big wave, not just the normal wave. You're the one like where a lot of surfers wait for, like, hey man, I want to ride this ride. Like I don't know.
Hey,
That's just how my feels are for it.
that's going to be great. So what we are going to do the tiers based on volume spent with us. But there will be no penalties for anybody that is at the level of a garage tinter. If you've got 150% from us at the level you're at, you're going to get 150% from us at that level. You're going to get it at the multi-million-dollar shop level as well. What we have identified and that we're trying to cater to and help grow is that there are rock stars out there like Matt, like Brent, like any of these people that you say that are looking for that next rung, that next ladder climb up, if they want to make a shift into social media or into flat glass out of their garage, or if they want to try taking on a PPF job, or if they're looking to do that next level scale. we do have a ton of customers that fall right there in that tier. And we're not going to create all of this other magic outside of that tier for new people. We're creating a ton of magic for them as well, so that we can help them, if they choose to do so, go any which of way that this new industry is supporting. You know, you used to have a pretty simple path as a window tinter. There's a lot of things you can do nowadays. You've seen it. I started taillight tinting. How in the world? I would have never guessed that that would have been a niche that I could have grabbed onto and really created a fortune, or just an upsell opportunity for thousands of people across the country. So I don't want to leave those people behind, and they're always going to be our first and foremost customer. But we do need to realize that a lot of those people that are sitting right where you say they are, they're just looking for that next step. And so where a lot of people will tell you the next step is only flat glass or only PPF or only this, GeoShield wants to be the explorer, and we want to help you find what path fits you best and see if we can't take you from the mobile tinter to the best mobile tinter or something slightly different. And if you want to stay right where you are, that's perfectly fine too. We're not going to push you along a path.
Got you. I like that. Ryan, I started asking some question, man. I didn't mean to zone you out, bro. You just been sitting there. Questions you got?
So basically, you're working on a great type of like dealer support. Like you said, you're not trying to be pushy or anything like that. You're just trying to help people move the direction that they either want or maybe need to go. I like that.
Absolutely. When you are a 17 shop franchise owner, or you are running a very large shop out of Houston or Chicago or one of these major metropolitan areas, you do have slightly different needs than the garage tinter. And there's no right or wrong, and neither one should be penalized. And as a customer of ours, we obviously want to cater to both. I traveled a lot last year. I went to WFR. I went to multiple tint conventions. I went to a paintless dent repair convention. I went to a detailer convention, to SEMA, to some really cool conventions that are like the B2B MX. This is a summit level marketing B2B, very high level things. And the funny thing is, the number one answer that I always heard from somebody, from a tinter or from someone in our industry, when they were talking about their manufacturer partnership at no matter what level or scale, when they were asked what they wanted the most, the answer was almost always education. It was education for the CRM or for their installers on how to pay or how to make an exit, or my God, Porsche just changed their design and now all we see are these one type of cars. We want you to come out and teach us. Like, the word education was just so big. That's why you've seen GeoShield Academy explode. This is V1 of Academy and V2 of GeoShield that you're seeing launched right now. But education is just, it's amazing what you can do when you can help somebody else. The easier you can make it for that person to sell their customer, the easier it is to buy from us. And I mean, just naturally the process is better because we all know the expectations from the beginning to the end. And so it's important to work hand in hand with all types of installers and go all over the world, to Korea, China, Japan, Europe. I mean, everywhere you've seen me go, I'm walking production lines. I'm standing side by side with installers who helped make the adhesives of the films that we're working with. This is so important. How else do you create the education if you don't know? Down to the feel of what and why that product was created the way it was. It's my favorite part of the job, to be honest with you, is to figure out how to draw that connection, manufacturing process to the installer's hands where they have the aha moment.
Love it. That's awesome.
What are you on top of?
I aha moment watching one of your educational videos with Lux when you had the wrap with the lines in it, and you're showing the release, let it come back to its original form and all that stuff. That was an educational aha moment for me. I'm like, oh, now I understand how this product works to make it, stay, because before then I would get myself work in the corners and I get things laid out, but it lift back up later on.
It's so funny you said that. That was such a great lesson to learn so early on. I mean, how lucky was I to create a film product that looked like something that has been doing this for their whole life, knew what it was, but it wasn't. And I had to realize, like, I'm gonna have to tell all these people they're wrong, or like that they don't know what they're talking about, even though they clearly do way better than I do. And that was so fun, and I nailed it. I think, I hope, I'm pretty sure I did. Track record says I did a pretty damn good job. And I think there's going to be this weird aha moment like that too with PPF for sure. Maybe not tint. I see Shady asked the hardest transition from taillights to window tint. It's just holding the material. I still feel like a complete child just holding the material. I feel so stupid. It's crazy. But I don't have production speed in any sense, not with wrapping cars, not with PPF, not with window tint. But the way I learn and the way that I approach any project means that I'm going to succeed at it. It's just not at a level that someone who can go out there and just do it day by day. They fascinate me. My ultimate goal is to become a Justin Pate, to be able to stand at SEMA, talk to a crowd, have 3 people behind him rapping on a car, and without them saying anything, he just moves back there and does a pull. And you're like, did you breathe an instruction to him? How did this happen? It's fascinating, man.
Jason Pate is the GOAT when it comes
he's
down to
so
rap, bro. Like, he's so
fun.
chilled the way he can talk. I mean, the tone he has and the way he just like he touches a freaking a rap and it just kind of lays by itself. Like, you're like, dude, I've been trying to do that. I cannot do that.
Yeah.
How did you just like?
And with Lux, I got so lucky.
His hand movements are so freaking like so smooth.
Oh
And
yeah.
you're like, how the hell did you just do that? And
it's kind of unfair for anybody who I expect to be a trainer at GeoShield, because I have him as my baseline. But I was lucky enough to go to Dallas, and I think I was just going to drop off some Lux. He was going to shoot a video for me. Next thing you know, we spent all day making videos together, and we just vibed, and it was so much fun. And I left there like my mind was melted. It was like that was the moment I realized that no matter what, I had to travel and I had to meet masters, and I had to just be in their presence and see what they did and how they did it, and don't open my mouth. Like, it was incredible. He taught me so much, and I've had those moments in tint and with PPF. I have them consistently, especially with Brent coming down and teaching classes. I mean, it's really simple what we're doing, but it's not. And now that I know that PET layers can come from this place on Earth with this type of adhesive that goes into a construction in this environment, and that's going to affect the product this way, I'm starting to learn the intricacies of why tint wants this type of heat and this type of speed or any of that stuff. And so the scientific videos and things you saw me release at Lux, oh, they're coming. They're coming. The way that I shut Vivid down with Lux by just saying, I don't care what they tell you their type of taillight tint is. This is what happens when you put it in a chemical. That's going to happen. Like, I want to just be the most honest and transparent distributor / manufacturer that there is, because we all know that this stuff is coming from factories that we all share. It's just why. What makes us special? What's the magic sauce? And we've got a lot of it. That's where Burns is magic. We had an amazing product designer from the ground up. It's great.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
a lot of things GeoShield has done has been very unique, and I love the mindset that Burns bring and the energy that Cubby brings with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been phenomenal to see and visit. Even being back a couple of years ago when they did the GeoShield Summit, to being able to partake in that was freaking awesome. And I love those kind of things. And then what you guys done with the academy, I mean, dude, that is a whole different session by
Yeah,
itself for that. I mean, honestly, um,
dude.
it's phenomenal.
We
And
haven't even turned on all the lights either.
you got so much coming, dude. You got so much
So
in
much.
energy and so much ideas and freaking visions that are coming in so strong. It's like I'm kind of shocked at how Burn and Cubby are able to keep up with you and like keep you grounded. Like my biggest thing is like when I talked to you, even when I talked to you at SEMA, man, like you were like I don't know, forget a supercar. Like you were just like you're on all your own level. Like I have not seen anybody else, and I don't mean that just because you're a guest here today. I literally mean that. I mean what you have brought out
I appreciate that. Thank
in,
you.
in, in Lux, even meeting with you at the first WFR. I remember our conversations. I remember when you were showing some demos and when you did the pen marks and all that stuff on there.
Yeah.
Uh, it's there's a lot of knowledge that you have definitely, and I love how deep you go in. And when you pushed on the education that you're trying to not just throw out some stuff, but you're trying to understand it from ground up, and then you're trying to transition that into the industry. And that's why I say I love that you're able to do that. Now, going back to that board, you said something about people can order those boards with cross brands. So are you talking about like if you're Autobahn, if you're
No.
Excel, or
No.
is that what you're talking about? Or are you
No.
talking about
Your
where
shop.
you're gonna have your GeoShield, but your own branded GeoShield thing? Because I think there was I
That's
saw
a
some.
very good question. I'd make a hell of a lot more money if I made their boards for them, but I don't think that's what I meant.
Well, because I know I saw in some comments on another group
Uh,
about something about that, and I'm like, I don't think that's what he meant. I think it was more of
no.
like you can customize it to your brand. From my understanding, from what we talked about, and I love how you had the different backgrounds that you were able to change the
Yes.
backgrounds to get the
So
visions in it.
let's say if you were a certain level tier or above, you would potentially be able to change the color of the cars to your shop color, change the orange to your colors, put your name next to our GeoShield branding, anything that would raise your customers' confidence that you have a better relationship with us. So much like Ceramic Pro has done, their title level stores will get a full 3D rendering of what their shop could potentially look like if they were to go that way. I want to give high level shops the ability to have custom things made directly with us. Obviously, we'll offer that to as many customers as we possibly can, but at the end of the game, we are not a sign shop. We are a tint distributor. And so that will remain something that our premium customers will have access to. That will be one of the benefits of being a GeoShield primary customer. I will say that our dealer tiers, in the grand scheme of things, their numbers are way smaller than some of the bigger brands. So to be one of the largest tiers with GeoShield is not going to look like a multi-million dollar shop. I want you to be that, but we're not going to require that. We're going to have a much more realistic growth trajectory where we're not singling out the top 12 or 13 shops of the country and giving them all of this extra stuff. The other fun thing is, at any point of a dealer's journey, we will share information that we know. And we all know that LC signs in China is pretty damn hard to beat. And we know there's some really good operations out there. And we hope to have blog series and education series that tell people about that. So we're not out there just trying to make the profit off of you. If we find a very good resource, it's going to become an education series and it's going to be shown to everybody. My customer, Lumar customer, XPEL customer, I don't care. The education is education and it has value to everybody. So I want personally as a visionary and more for our team to just share success knowledge in the industry. And I want to be known for that.
I love that.
You're going to
So,
see that come across everybody.
That's
um,
awesome. That's what we need more of right there.
so as you like travel the world, and meet all these different people, you're in and out of these different factories, stuff like that, and you're gaining all this information. You want to share it. What's your trick to being able to share to everybody so everybody can learn? Everybody learns a little bit differently. Have you come across anything like that? Like,
I'm really just trying to get back into that, to be honest. I don't know if you noticed, but just this weekend, I think yesterday, I changed my profile on Facebook back from private to public. So I don't know what kind of educator I want to be. I know what I was in the past. I know what worked in the past. I think the one thing that I want to be is honest, just purely honest, and tell you what I learned. I think it's fascinating. I think there's a huge risk in me saying that this new film we're launching has a USA construction. Because nobody says that type of thing, and it's going to elicit questions. We know that, and I'm going to have to be creative in the answers, but honest, purely honest. So I want to be an honest educator, an honest creator, but I really love that when I talk, I try to base everything off science. It won't be based off feelings. It'll be based off something that's testable by me, by you, and I will always share the process. I think that for me is the art. The process is the art, and the art is worth sharing and creating. And so I think you're going to see me more often creating um, these experiences where I invite you into the growth with me personally and with GeoShield, because I'm going to have a lot of lessons and I'm going to learn a lot of things, easy ways and hard ways. I'm going to learn stuff with some brutal, brutal lessons. And I want that to help somebody in the future. But I think it's going to be neat that we start to chronicle those things, and that we start to put them out there for everybody so that we become trusted as just a film partner, distributor, great, educator, great, but a partner first and foremost.
I I love all that. I love the honesty part too. I had a company that I subbed for in Florida one time say I was too honest, and I couldn't wrap my head around that. At any given point, I had anywhere from like three to $6,000 worth of their product in my truck, right? And I go out on these jobs, and I'm like, that just does not make sense to me. Like honesty, I think is a big thing, and I feel like our industry needs to have more honesty too. I can see. In the years that I've been around this industry for 30 years now, and I could see the growth. I know that, when I first started tinted windows, everybody older than me, aunts, uncles, grandparents, parents, all thought that it was just for like drug dealers, hoodlums. We know what you're doing behind those dark windows type of things. And now every single one of them gets a new vehicle. They call me, want me to tint it. Like everybody's perception is changing. But there still is this whole a little bit of like the bad boy kind of image, we're doing illegal stuff, and unfortunately, there's a lot of shady information too, and we deal with it a lot around the Atlanta area. We get a lot of customers like tint, and it's just tint, and blah blah blah, and I feel like the more honest we can be, and the more information, like Cash mentioned it earlier, educating the consumers. We try to do that a lot. Even if they don't end up being our customer right away, we try to give them as much education about things we know, so that they can take that with them.
Absolutely. I think if I can, I'll go to the chat board real quick. And somebody asked if we had an exterior window protection.
Oh yeah.
Vegas did. Honesty. Let's talk about honesty there. I personally have tried a lot of them on the market. I was Team ExoShield for a very long time, and I think they probably, from a protection standpoint, have one of the best products on the market. I think, though, that you're in a battle of what's best for the customer and what's easiest to install. And the moment that a TPU-based exterior protection film came out, it now no longer became who really has the best protection film, because PET at the end of the day is going to be superior. But you're talking a multi-hour installation versus sometimes a couple of minutes shrinkless. And I don't care what kind of company you are, installers are going to gravitate towards the one that installs the easiest
90
almost every
seconds.
single of the time. So I realized very early on, ExoShield had a very difficult job ahead of them. I don't think the PET product is great yet. I don't think the TPU product is great yet because I see swelling and things when it's wet. And for reasons personally, I've tested a lot of them. I don't think we're going to enter that market because it's too much the Wild West. I'll say that coming back from Asia, there are some very, very neat and interesting hybrid things and things that exist in that space that not many people have their hands on, and I may or may not be testing a roll of it right now. So you won't see us drop anything until personally I know that I'm going to win in every front. And right now, I'm not made up between TPU or PET. So the honest answer is you're not going to see a windshield protection film come out of GeoShield until I find the special sauce one, or we offer all three. But in order to offer all three, we also have to offer the very best education on how you explain to your customer the difference between three. And I think that's too many options. So I think that kind of breaks the theory. That's how I think through a new product when I go through a product launch cycle in my head. I don't want to create a negative review factory for GeoShield or for you, especially not for you. That sounds terrible. So, maybe we'll see something come, but if it is, it's going to be a Q2, Q3, 2026 product, unless something blows my mind. And well, it's happened before. So if it does, and you see something drop before then, know that it's ahead of schedule and it's probably worth looking at.
I love that. Now, the expectation is the biggest problem. It's the education. Same thing when it comes down to even with the product that's out there right now, whether it's PET or TPU product out there. I think the biggest misunderstanding is between the consumer and the installer right now. The installer just wants to install. The consumer just wants to have something that's going to do more than what it can actually do. And that's the biggest misconception that we need to kind of work on, like giving the right expectation on what these products can and cannot do. Same thing with like PPF and ceramic coating. We get this all the time, every day. Like, ceramic coating is going to protect my car. Dude, it is not going to protect your car.
Think about one that I'll say draws a line even clearer, and that is a turf guard product. Who cares if you protect my turf 80% of the way? It's 100% or nothing. And if that's your honest answer, then you need to use a window perf. But you want clarity plus the 100% protection. If there's too much of a mismatch, you're right.
I want limo. I want dark but legal.
Yeah.
we come to the dark but legal. Like I literally had a customer on a residential call me. Hey, I want that mirror look outside. Like, I want a full privacy, but I want to be able to see clearly. I love light. I want all the light in. And I'm like, dude, there's nothing that's out there. If somebody's telling you that, it's not true. You're not gonna have. I'm like, scientifically, currently, it is not possible for you to have 100% reflection and have freaking 100% of your light. I'm like, even clear glass does not have 100% light coming through on it. And the guy was just like, no, I've seen stuff that's clear. I'm like, okay.
That's why you see me on like the display boards, pull off all the IR and all the other things. I put teaser on there, but teaser is even grayed out on black because it's really the only number I care for you to ask about. And if you don't ask about it, I don't even want to draw your eyes to it. I mean, there's thoughts to even the color of why things are on boards. So you're totally right. Yeah.
I wanted to bring up, I don't know if you saw this, Jordan asked, what's one piece of advice that you've had or held close to your chest that you want to share with those needing inspiration?
I guess that's really hard. I've learned so many lessons in the last few years. For the longest time, I think I thought of Lux as a loss. just because of the way things went down. And it took somebody telling me that, you know, truly, I founded something, I built it. The company did $2 million a year, and I exited on principle, but I exited. And that meant I was an entrepreneur and I succeeded. And I made a purposeful choice in exiting. And that perspective was so freeing that you just don't get lost. You know, don't take those type of scenarios and get bottlenecked. There is perspective out there that can change everything for you.
Yeah, that's one of the things I always love to say is, life, it's all about perspective, and like, two different people will be looking at the same thing and see two completely different things,
Yeah. But maybe my message then that I'm sharing is share, because without sharing, I would not have gotten that valuable piece of perspective that I needed. That and people can steal from you, but they cannot take away what your gifting is. And it took a while for me to realize that too. That I still had what made me me, and I had to get back into it. And when you do, it feels great. So just do it. Just do it.
I love it. No, bro, like this has been a really interesting live. We're kind of like, I can't believe we're already over an hour. I know we can go for another hour on here easily.
I know.
Maybe we need to do another show with you, John, honestly speaking. 'Cause
I'm happy to do that.
This has been phenomenal. I love the energy. I love the information. I love where you and GeoShield are heading, and I think you guys found a great partnership right there. I think you guys are aligned parallel to each other, and I think that's phenomenal.
That's awesome.
I do want you to kind of like give us that John can talk more than cash. Super impressive. All right, like why you think I feel so like I love this dude because he brings the energy, the education. Like I
God.
don't meet a lot of people in this industry with that focus and the way you kind of keep at it. And I admire you for what you just said. You exited on principle because there's a lot of people that don't understand it and don't have that principle. And I'm sorry to say that. I'm gonna say it out here that there's a lot of people that don't have that principle. It's so
No,
good to see somebody that I can see it in your eyes. When you were talking about it, I saw it in your eyes. I saw you tear up right there for a little bit, and you're trying to hold your composure. And I commend you for that, brother. I just want to say that I know when you built something and then you have to exit, and it's not the way it is. As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as somebody that comes up with something or built something, and then you have to exit because it's either taking the wrong turn or it's not it's not lined up with what you are. It happens.
It does.
15 minutes. Okay. In 15 minutes. Yeah. All right.
So we do not have an exterior film. Sorry.
Huh?
I see you asking that. If we come out with one, be on the lookout. But we do an architectural, but not on automotive.
What's your how big of an architectural catalog do you guys have? I haven't really seen much of the GeoShield catalog.
We actually have a pretty robust catalog. I think we have dual reflective film. We've got a nice sputtered film. We've got some really nice just neutral films. We've got a safety film. I would say as many or as few as most of the people have. They are all great products. I think we do have a really nice flat glass kit, and we do now have the swatch book, which includes all of the flat glass samples. So I hope to have more education coming around flat glass.
That's awesome.
But right now, it is not a large percentage of our business. It is something that we desperately want to grow. And it is not because of product. It is morely because, as Cash mentioned, we have a lot of garage tinters and people that are doing auto tint, and it's just such a different beast altogether.
Yeah, especially somebody had said this years ago, and really, I really like when I stepped back and thought about it. I guess I'd seen it through my career as well. When the market and everything gets a little bit slower, interest rates go higher, stuff like that. Automobile sales go down, and then our auto side kind of slows down, but as cost of everything go up and energy costs and all that go up, the flat glass, you get more calls for that too. So if you are able to be able to get your hand into both of the markets, as you see one side come down, you can see the other side come up, and it almost can balance itself out.
I will tell you too, one thing that I see as a manufacturer that I'm excited to release is a completely different sales structure than for an auto tint guy. Auto tint, you need to keep the film in stock so that when cars come through, you have it. You don't really keep architectural film in stock the same way. So as we might run a big 4th of July sale or a Black Friday sale, architecture guys don't get to really take advantage of those sales the same way as an auto tint customer. So I've dreamt up this new system where you go and you ask for a 20% off coupon for us, and it is good for up to 60 days. And we will help you go and bid that job and win it. And then that coupon can be used for that job so that we can teach you the process through a sale instead of just trying to have you grab whatever sale is coming around the corner, because I don't think that works for that type of business. And I don't know of anybody else that's made that play yet. So if you're an architecture guy and you're looking to try our film, reach out to us. We'll make you a sweet deal and try to help you get that first job.
Awesome.
That's
really
hey
cool.
Guys, it is over an hour. I do want to put up the screen for you guys to put your names up, but today the trick is you're not gonna put your comment here. You have to go on here to put your comment for your name to go on the wheel. So if you want your name on the wheel, go on the YouTube channel. And
you're not talking to us, right?
No, not you. Sorry. Comments. I got a comment to the guys. I'll let you talk in just a second. I gotta put people on there. Spin the wheel. See, there you go.
Gotcha.
The wheel is coming
First
up.
time.
For the wheel, you guys got you put your name on the YouTube channel. So what's your free shipping at? What is your free shipping at? I don't know what that question
ours
is.
At $500.
Oh, $500. Okay.
I don't know if it was for me or not, but there's the answer.
That is probably definitely for you. All right. So to spin the wheel, to get on the wheel, get on the YouTube channel. I'm gonna share that channel real quick here. I have the screen so that way you guys can see what the channel is. It's basically go to YouTube, the Film Pros OG. We are live on there, as you can see. We also have the last 3 lives on there. I did not know we were actually going live on the YouTube channel that was actually taking it, because this is the second YouTube channel that we created. The first one, for whatever reason, was not letting us go live at the same time. But here we are. Go on here, subscribe, put your name on the comments, and that's how you get on the wheel. So today, so far we only got Tim. I know David was up in here. Oh, there's Saints. So go ahead. You and Ryan, go ahead and talk. John,
So,
I'm going to get this wheel up for people.
So, John, do you have any other cool little gadgets coming out for us to scoop up?
I think that the simplest one is this. It's so simple. It's just a mag sleeve for a regular end dot. It's just slides right over the knife and adds a magnet to it so that your exit door or the closest toolbox to your exit door can now have knife stock all over it instead of like the tool, like your car, the center console.
Cash's visor.
I wasn't going to put this online, but every time people have been at our academy and they saw it, they thought it was fascinating. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of the stuff that I've come out with right now, like these labels, these are all NFC enabled. So I've got this idea of having field kits. So if you have a product like this, you actually just take your phone and you tap it to the label, and that'll pull up a special website that is called a field kit site, and it'll take you to a video about the product. It'll take you to any mixing instructions. It'll take you to purchasing instructions. So like all of the fastest things that you would need scanning that product. So a lot of the stuff that we're coming out with is kind of like Academy based. I might have grabbed one of the early bottles. Let me see. But a lot of it is Academy based so that it pulls up neat things to show you, and teaches you how to use things better. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, trying to make different things smart. I mean, even like your little PPF edge torch, make it smart so you can scan it and quickly see what best practices are. I think that's a pretty neat system. I've never seen anybody do that before.
No, I haven't seen anybody do that either. That's pretty cool.
So, other than that, though, no, not really. That's about it. The wedge is still going strong. Yeah, for now. I do want to bring on a product line called GeoShield Chemical Systems, where we would make a wheel cleaner, an Iron X, a detail spray, a prep foam, everything that you need as a shop to do a full PPF job, like a full detail.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would be great to have those products to just help become a shop's #1 choice. So I think we'll put effort into that, probably starting with a clay lube, because just really need a clay lubricant badly. But one of my goals is to come out with a more full chemical line.
Oh, yeah, nice.
A lot of MOQ on chemicals, though, so
I can imagine.
Yes.
All right, guys. So far, I got 4 people on the wheel. So if you want to get your name on the wheel, you're going to have to go to the YouTube channel, put your name in the comments in the YouTube channel, and we'll have the name show up right here on, this side right there. And then you'll be on that wheel on the other side. So far, we got Vegas, we got Saints, we got Thomas King, and Tim Johnson.
I just want to throw out there, it's even for me, it's like such an honor. I get to watch Saints compete and stuff. He's one of those Justin Pates to me. Fascinating to watch him on a car. So much fun. Thank you for what you give me.
He's a true competitor. Like he wants to know. He knows everything inside and out. Whenever he's going to compete, he asks every right question so that he understands every rule. He practices. He organizes everything. A true competitor.
Incredible. Love watching the tent competitions. Rap competitions are fun, but the tent ones are just next world. I mean, they're really cool, man. Thank you guys for letting me into the industry and getting to play. I feel really honored that through Taillight Tent, I guess I got into a lot of doors most people would have had closed because I wasn't really a competitor. And it's been so much fun. So much fun.
I was just talking about the Taillight Tent with somebody recently. I was like, I don't do much of it anymore. 15 years ago or so, I was getting asked about it all the time. But I feel like now, I don't know. I don't see people asking for it as much.
If I would have wanted to, I could have come out with another one and just fixed my Lux problem. But I don't honestly think it's worth it.
Yeah,
you're right. I think the time has passed. TPU is the future.
Yeah,
PVC had its day.
Yeah.
So now, the good thing you talked about that. So do you think TPU is going to be the next thing that they just have to work on, just fixing that up a little bit? Or what do you think about TPU? What do you think the improvement needs to be on the TPU? Can you talk about that? I don't know if you can talk.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. No, I don't mind. I think the moment that we start seeing true color infused TPUs like GSWF is releasing and very few others, I think you're going to obviously stay vinyl is faster, but man, the moment PPF hooks corners like vinyl does, the moment it stretches like the PVC does, if it retains that 10-year warranty, that self-healing capability, the product is just so superior. It's unbelievable. It's fascinating. Watching it get made is so interesting. But if you're in the market of color PPF right now, just be very wary. Nothing is what it says it is. I don't trust hardly anybody, and I've been to a lot of places all over this earth, and there are very, very few people that I trust. If I was most excited about anybody entering the PPF space, and I am, it's Aurifil. Because I think when you finally get some of the biggest players on planet Earth to enter the space, you start to get baselines for things. You start to get true metrics of what is real. And I'm sorry, but the Chinese stuff is impressive. And China blew my mind. If everywhere I've been on Earth, I've never been more impressed as I've been in China. But the PPF quality of what I saw is just it's not there.
You know, one of the things that a handful of years ago, got my hands on some tinted PPF, and I had a Wrangler, the old soft top windows that, you know how they like get all scuffed up and they get blurry and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, I was looking at buying new ones, you know, and everything, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to put this in the outside and make it look new again. And I did the windows. It looked great. And the added benefit, that adhesive from the PPF filled in all those, like most of those my windows got clear. I could now read license plates and stuff through those windows. And before I could only see outlines of cars through. It's great. And I can literally take my soft windows, roll them up over and over and down. I can take them off, fold them around. And this PPF just takes everything, you know. It's been great.
It's fascinating, man. It's really cool. It's really neat. It's even neater too to see that you have a lot of top layers from the USA, top layers from Korea, top layers from Japan, top layers from China, the main TPU layer, and they're all getting really, really good. I mean, they're all getting really, really, really good. It's consistency that to me right now, why GeoShield will never enter color is because, you know, the best I've heard from a factory is, yeah, we'll get it 95% close. That's just not good enough. Like, when I dealt with my manufacturers in the USA in polymetric or in cast vinyl, it was, we will get it 99.95% as close. That is acceptable. And so it's going to be a very fun, interesting thing. But I will tell you, I got to go through, I went through multiple factories in China for PPF factories, and what they're able to accomplish is just fascinating with the people they have. I went through the LC Signs factory. Tony, do you know who I'm talking about from TikTok? Very viral. They make like neon signs and other types of signs. He does Trump imitations and things a lot. But going through a factory of 400 people that all know how to solder LED, it's fascinating. It's unbelievable the amount of talent and skill and brute force and what they can accomplish. It's awesome. It's so cool. It's unfortunately why they can copy really amazing tools like Mike Norring so fast. So,
right. Yeah.
It sucks, but it's amazing. But I hate that. But I'm thinking, yes, I'm so glad he won the patent thing with Alibaba. Go, Mike.
Yeah. I liked that post that he did. He's like, I can't make them not make it, but I can get them to not be able to sell it.
Yes, I felt it personally. I was so happy for him.
Mike is definitely another person that's been very actively trying to improve the industry by making a lot of stuff. And a lot of people make fun of a lot of stuff. Honestly, like some of the stuff is not necessary. You know, like we talk to a lot of old tenders, and this is one thing I talk about a lot of old installers. Just because you've been doing it for 30 years or 20 years, and that's all you had to work with, doesn't mean automatically just the new product. The new product is made to make somebody's life easier. There's a reason why somebody made that product. And to make a product Yes, you can go make a cheap one or get a cheap one, but we all know from the good squeegees to the bad squeegee, from the cheap squeegee to the good squeegee, from a
Yeah.
tint, from the cheap tint to the good tint. Like we all know the same difference, and we all talk about know your worth. But when it comes down to buying product or buying tools, we all go and we act like that a-hole customers that we don't want to deal with. Like, I don't understand that. I'm sorry. Like, people are gonna hate me for this, but like, dude, you don't like the cheap tinters, customers coming in for the tint, but then you're turning around like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy from Alibaba. Or I'm gonna buy from Amazon. I'm not gonna support Mike Norg. I'm not gonna support, these guys that are coming out with new innovations. I mean, Gasket Pro Tools, like Rodney makes great product.
Yeah.
He's proven his products are better than other people. Yes, you can buy the same looking product from somebody else, but it's not going to last as good.
I
Same
think,
thing with Mike North.
and I mentioned it the other day. Someone asked me, what is the difference between the IK keg and one they could buy from like True Spray? I said, it's just a difference in mindset. One of the products was a do-it-yourself kit. Somebody took something, modified it. They put their time and their effort into that, and they built this product, and it's great. This is a company that took a set of goals and built a product around that set of goals. From nut to bolt, the IK sprayer was built to be the IK sprayer. The other was built to be a beverage keg modified. Neither one is better or worse. Who do you want to support? I love building gaming PCs, but I don't want to build gaming PCs for my business, because if one breaks, I want to call Dell. I want a warranty. I want a one call. So do what you do. Do you want a one call solution with IK, or do you want to support True Spray? I love them both. I love building tools. Don't please, so, but at the same time, I realize there's just one camp or the other. We can all exist at the same time.
I mean, there's just like as installs, there's plenty of cars that need tint. There's plenty of cars that need PPF.
Absolutely.
Talking about PPF, what is your thought, especially at last SEMA, with all this color PPF coming on? Like, I know you talked about the quality. I know you talked about, it's nowhere near where it should be. What is your opinion on color PPF? Should customers get into that? And I know that Steck has been doing it for a very long time, and from what I've heard, a lot of people prefer that over a lot of the other stuff. But I know GeoShield, I'm sorry, Global. I know a lot of other companies, Flexi. There's a lot of people that came up with the color PPF. What are your thoughts on that?
I think if you're looking at a dry application product, whether it be Flexi Shield or anybody else, I don't think it is truly what you can call PPF. I respect David and Flexi Shield a lot. I love watching them rise. But I think that's why I still am not interested in it, because if you're talking true colored PPF, my mind goes to GSWF or Pure, or a company that truly has TPU that is color infused. So you take someone like Carlos, for example, and you have a bottom layer that is then painted on top of and then laminated with a TPU. That's not colored PPF in my mind, even though it is colored PPF. I think there's too many loose constructions at the moment for what we mean when we say colored PPF. There's a pretty strict rule when you say I have a cast wrap vinyl or a calendar wrap vinyl. That same set of rules doesn't exist yet for colored PPF. So I'm constantly blown away with it. I respect a lot of installers using a lot of different brands, and they're all having success, and someone's got the right formula, but I don't have the right experience to know what it is. You'll see us carry black because I believe you need clear and black to have a complete lineup for a shop to fully commit to your brand as their primary brand. I personally would love to put Steck's Dino Orange on my car. I think it's probably awesome. I'd love to play with it. I've always really looked up to Steck. I think they are like the R&D and the TPU space that Lux was in the taillight tent space. So I think it's really cool. I think it's dangerous, and I think it's the future, and I think everybody should learn it. But for a manufacturer, for someone like me, it's just not quite at my comfort level to pick up.
I think a lot of people are in the same boat as what you are on that. I think a lot of people are looking at it. I think it's going to be heavily focused on that on SEMA this year as well, because that's where it was kind of leading towards last year. I'm excited to go to SEMA this year. I know a lot of people are not, just because of inflation and a lot of stuff, but I mean, I've been going to SEMA since '98. I've only missed 5 SEMAs since '98, but it wasn't for the film side. It was more for my tire and wheel side. But a lot of people like talk to me about this, like, why you go to SEMA? I'm like, dude, SEMA is. I've been on the wholesale. Like, in fact, I'm actually wearing my wholesale shirt today that I had a business of, and people like, dude, you're on 10 and you got that. I'm like, dude, I just love my shirt. This is my business. I created. I loved. I sold it. I got out of it. So when you were talking about, like, having a baby and kind of letting go, this is just one of the babies. I've had a lot of babies on there. Like Thomas is in here. We were at a lunch with somebody, and he's like, Cash has got 4 wives and 13 kids. And I just sat there quiet, and like they really believed I had that, and it was funny.
No,
But it's SEMA to me is very exciting to go to, because you can forecast what's going to happen, or where the manufacturing and the distribution wants you to kind of be at in the next year. Because as a wholesaler, you're typically ordering stuff 3 to 6 months in advance, because you got to forecast where your projections are going to be, or where the industry is going to be, or where the economy is going to be. It's really hard, but it's one of those things where I love going to SEMA, and the partying and getting to know people, meeting with the guys in the back end that you typically don't meet. You get to shake hands.
I'll too. You asked about colored PPF, but I wanted to throw one last thing out there. The matte PPF that is on the side of the Tacoma will be at SEMA. It will be fully wrapped in a brand new Korean PPF that's installed with water only.
What?
The bed of the truck is now in matte PPF, and I installed it with water only.
No slip at all?
No slip at all? So why do you need the water?
Just for the slip.
But it has no slip on it. It's straight water.
Yep.
Okay. Kind of questioning that a little bit. Like, I would like.
So I know we've been on the phone for over an hour.
It's like, okay, your brain kind of goes like, wait, what is he talking about? Like, there's water. You use straight water to tack the stuff. You don't use water to move the stuff. And you're talking about straight water to move it around.
That's why I'm testing. I saw it in Korea with my own eyes. I saw the people that literally helped the man make the glue. I saw it all, and I said, send me a roll of this now. And I'll be damned if I did not go outside in the rain and wrap the back of the Tacoma in matte PPF in the rain.
So that's the new installation procedure. You got to go out in the rain. And then
I don't know. But so if you see us change PPF, we very well may. But I'm going to try to remove the most complex prospect, which is the slip solution. Take the slip out of the mix.
That, again, it boggled my mind right there for a second when you said that.
Hey, maybe I'm chasing a crazy rat. You'll never know, right? Until you know.
I mean, doing PPF, like, you're the first thing that you're taught is like, okay, you're gonna use water to tack it. You want to use slip to move it, and it's like, wait a minute, you're installing with just water, no slip solution.
Dude, I watched them do a Ferrari F8 fender bulked 8 minutes flat, and then they did the hood with water only in 14 minutes flat. A team of 3.
Wow.
I was mind blown with like a garden hose, like with the nice little spray pattern that my mom would have used to like hose her garden down, like I just had no idea. But then again, what's great? In the middle of Korea, you look in their shop and they just got a whole shelf full of Johnson & Johnson too. So everyone knows the good stuff. It's amazing to see. It's amazing when you travel the world, what you get to see. So I don't know, but be looking for a potential ceramic shield V2. That may be exciting.
Nice.
My wife's gonna kill us if we talk too much longer, though, because I got.
No, we're done, man. That's what I was gonna get ready to. Is that I'm ready to spin this wheel. we're way over, and Ryan's having
My
his dinner.
dinner's getting cold.
Oh yeah, let's spin this wheel, guys. Anybody else want to get on the wheel right now? Go on the YouTube channel. I'm gonna give you 30 last seconds, and it's gonna be true 30 seconds. If you're not on there, I'm sorry. Now Tim Ham's in the comments, and he likes some paint. I'm not gonna say where he likes his paint at. I'll let you guys read the comments on your own. But
Hey, if I get the water only PPF stuff, I'm calling him. I want to see what he thinks of it for sure.
Oh, definitely. One thing with Tim you will get is you'll get the honest reaction and comments on there. So 10 more seconds, and then we're spinning these wheels. We got 2 winners. It'll be a surprise prize, but we'll get it over to you guys. For the guys that have been winning, a lot of you guys have been getting your stuff. If you haven't got it, give it a couple more days. You should have that stuff. If you don't have anything by the end of this week, give me a message or Ryan a message, and we'll make sure to track it and find out where everything is at. I know there's a couple things that we're still trying to get over to, just because we had to work with this account to set up right to get everything done. But we are up and running, just like the YouTube channel is up and running today. I love just having the comments right over here. It's just so much easier for my life and so much clearer. But we're gonna do this moving forward, YouTube and Facebook, and eventually we'll add TikTok and other stuff on there as well. 10 getting in the last seconds. All right, ready or not, guys, here we go. We're spinning this bad boy. I'm gonna shuffle this. John, you're the guest. You tell me when to spin it, and I'll spin the first one.
Oh, okay. Spin it.
Okay, I shuffled. I know a lot of people say the last person that comes in usually wins. There's only eight people on the wheel, but Tanny last minute comes in. She's the winner of one of them. That's funny. I'm gonna shuffle again just because people say, "Hey, what's the price?" It's a surprise, Thomas. You'll find out when you open it. Vegas, you are the winner for the second surprise package. Just be on the lookout for it. We'll get it over to you guys. Thank you so much, John, for all the information. I love the show. I definitely want to have you back on. I want to discuss more stuff with you because I think there's a lot of information that you can share with our industry, with our viewers. And I think there could be a lot of conversations that could be started and that could be beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, I'd love to, man. Absolutely. Let's make it a thing.
100%. All right, brother. You have any last words you want to share with the audience, and then we'll call it a night?
No, just thank both of you guys for having me on. Thanks for all the industry veterans and everyone who inspires me and everybody who puts up with me and keeps me motivated. I appreciate every single one of you, if you're my customer or not. And I'm just super happy to be a part of it. So it's awesome. Thanks for having a platform like this and having me on.
Oh, we definitely appreciate you being on here. Thank you so much. And I'm just gonna put on here is next week's guest is gonna be Mike Burke with Sunstoppers. So if you know or heard of Mike Burke, we'll have him on here next week.
I will be on watching that one. I look up to him big time. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, so I'm excited to have Mike on the show. It's I've looked up to a lot of stuff that Mike has. So for the audience, just to let you guys know, next week Mike Burke will be on the show, and we'll try to make it the best we can. And John, you definitely have some people in the comments that definitely take you on as inspiration and look up to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for what you do.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah, it was always great to talk to you. That's for sure.
You too, man. I appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.